So, this is day 3 of my social media fast. I have successfully stayed off of Facebook for the last 3 days, not even checking my notifications at all, which was incredibly hard. Um, I did go on to Twitter, but mainly because I have a complex history with being a Kanye West fan. See, back in the day, I was the kind of kid who grew up in the hood but didn't have a hood experience. I went to private school while living in the hood of Brooklyn. Um, Primarily Caribbean based private school. I was taking Kumon. I was a nerdy kid, and I was the type of kid they used to say acted like a white person, right? Exactly. I was one of those kids. Um, so I didn't fit in with the hood kids. And I would listen to rap because I love hip hop. But and I had fallen in love with it actually with Jay-Z. He was the one that introduced me to it. His was with the Ferrari and Jaguar, switching 4 lanes, top down, swimming out, money ain't a thing. That was like my favorite song. I learned that in 1998 and never let that song go. But I digress. Most of the rappers were drug dealers. Or pretending to be drug dealers or whatever. So because of that, I ended up being like, okay, I could sing these lyrics, but I don't sell drugs, so I can't fully relate to them. Um, Fast forward to Kanye. He was like me. He was a nerdy black kid that lived in Southside Chicago. I grew up in the hood, but I'm not a hood person. And I got Kanye West, and I was like, I love this guy. He's amazing. He made Jesus walks and all of that. And then his mama died, and then he broke up with Amber Rose, and then he married Kim Kardashian, and then he said slavery was a choice. And it just kind of just kept snowballing downhill from there. And it made my relationship with this man who had saved me pretty much very complicated because I valued what he did for me very much, but I just couldn't support everything that he was doing. It's like how most people defend R. Kelly. But a strand of poetic justice took place today, which I kind of look as a view of a win for all black people everywhere. Kanye has this song where he talks about how he used to be employed at the Gap, right? They put him at the front of the store because, they'll love him because he's the black kid. He's like their token black person. He even had one thing where he was like, if my manager insults me again, I will be assaulting him, right? And he talks about how he came up from working at the Gap to where he is right now. And today of all days, my nigga got his clothing line in the Gap. I hope they put it at the front of the store. I really do. That's the funniest shit I've ever seen in my life. It was poetic justice for retail workers everywhere. Can you imagine the Gap, that racist ass store where they follow you around like they're fucking Abercrombie or Fitch or fucking Aeropostale or some shit? If you even look wrong, but yet they'll hire maybe 1 or 2 black employees just so that they can avoid the charge of being a racist ass organization. Can you imagine what it's like to now carry a brand by a black man that used to work for them? Oh wait, the line that caught me in the article was that they said that his brand would be much added value to the failing retailer. I'm sorry, that was poetic justice, so I had to come out of isolation just to report that because it was a perfect moment. It was like the cherry on top of the shit Sunday that we've been dealing with for, it seems like forever, but it's like really compounded in the last few months. So that was my experience today. I definitely had a lot more energy. I wasn't as tired. I wasn't as, draggy throughout the day because I wasn't devoting all of my energy to what news was out there and how many views and opinions there were on it, or even what other people were saying. Like, I'm not staying in a bubble, let that be known. I have Bloomberg updates with Telegram on my phone, so I always know what's going on. Like, I know right now that they have the dust plume in Texas, plus that's coupled with the what's the other thing? The coronavirus is rising in their state as well too. So they're probably going to they're already started rolling back restrictions, and they're not having people go outside and stuff like that. So I'm aware of what's happening in a really broad and general way, not as micro detailed as I would be if I stayed on Twitter and just looked through the updates, which is doing a lot better for my mental health, especially now because I need to be writing right now, and I can't really write and devote my energy to what's happening in the world. If I do that, I'm going to feel powerless again because I know what's going on. It's not like any of this is news. So seeing it over and over, at some point in time, it's an artist's responsibility to speak on it in a way that might get the point across much clearer than it seems, I don't know, kneeling on somebody's neck for 8 minutes and 46 seconds. But yeah, so that's what I'm working on right now. I look forward to sharing it with you guys whenever it sees the light. Hopefully it will, because people aren't querying as much right now because it's really fucking hard to write with all of this shit going on. But I am going to push through this bitch and get an opening. All right, so I'll talk to you later. Bye.